Good morning. It is currently 9:53 a.m. and I just wanted to get out, record something that's not inside my room because she's my little studio. But I was like, let's branch out. Let's go outside and try to record something. So this is me outside recording something. So I had to relocate. I wanted to get a little sunshine. And I saw somebody on TikTok say, like, what helps them with recording is they pretend like they're on FaceTime. And I was like, I need to try that because sometimes I be in YouTube mode. And I feel like it's different when you on YouTube versus when you on FaceTime. Because FaceTime, you ain't got no filter. However, I'm not, I'm not gonna be wilding just yet. But I just wanted to record and be honest about something. I feel like I am in a point in my life where the honesty is just bubbling. And it's not like being honest with other people, it's being honest with yourself. And it's not that I've been lying to myself, but I haven't been truthful with myself, especially with the things that I want and the things or how I feel. And it's like, I'm not lying, but I'm not being that raw, blunt truth teller that I need to be to get to where I want to be. So we're just gonna share a little bit about that. I don't even know where to start. I will say the two things that I am battling with right now are career pivots in dating. And both of them I passionate about. I will say I have noticed how passionate I am about things. And so when I am not passionate about something, I don't feel good. And I think the reason why I don't feel good is because I feel like I've lied in some capacity. But I had a talk with the Lord last night and myself. And I said, just because you aren't passionate about it anymore doesn't mean you were never passionate about it. And I said something along the lines of, I'm looking for another fire to spark. I'm looking for more. And I've always been ashamed to ask for more because I never felt as though I will receive more, or wanting more means you're not grateful for what you have. And when I said that to myself, it's like my eyes opened up and it made me just think about the origin of that belief. But I had to come to terms with it's okay to pivot. And when I'm skating, I love skating. One of the hardest things for me to do was pivot. I didn't know how to pivot. I seen other people pivot. I see people on TikTok, YouTube, in person pivot, and they all pivot differently. But I couldn't figure out what I wanted to do. I was trying everything, trying to be like everybody else, but it's like, find what works for you. It doesn't take away from anything. This is just how you pivot. And so for me, financially or career wise pivoting and dating, can you pivot in dating? Yeah, you can. But right now for career wise, I'm like, how do I go about pivoting? And it's also like new territory for me to pivot in such a degree because I'm trying to do some 180 incline exponential pivots. So, hmm as far as dating, I it's interesting, and I hate to bring astrology into this, but I saw a YouTuber and she was like, "Yeah, those with Mars and Scorpio, they don't tell people about their business." And it's not that I lie. It's like certain things I'm like, you don't need to know that. And I think when it comes to dating and love, I I don't say much. Like I will share my experiences, but it depends on how the connection is. But I say that to say I'm gonna share something. So I don't even know where to start. Basically, so one thing that tripped me out. Girl had a brunch, a date, and I was excited. I was giddy. I was ready. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. I don't know what happened, and it broke me, y'all. It really did. I cried. I cried, and it threw me for a loop because I was like, why am I crying? Why am I sad? What is going on? And I just didn't know what happened. And this is me starting to actively date after, whoa, not my seat adjusting. Um okay. This is me now actively dating after, I want to say, between a year and, no, 4 months. I don't know why it was hard for me to think about that. But yeah, I started to actively date, and then I was like, okay, this is going good. I was like, I'm like, TT know what she doing. Somebody fumbled TT. I will say my perspective has changed where it's like I'm not blaming myself, but I was just befuddled. I was confused as to what happened. But this, excuse my language, but this shit is hard. Like this shit is hard, and it's like I was honest about what I wanted. I've never truly been honest about something. Like I said, I don't lie. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. And so I was honest. Everything was going good up until the day, and poof, the man's is gone. And I'm like, what happened? But it's crazy because 1 minute I was not really interested, and then I wanted to. I was passionate about it. Then I gave up on it, and I was like, let's get back into it. We good? Get back into it. That happened, and I was like, I don't want to ever do this again. Like I want to go back into my shell, and I hate that for me because why did I let one man deter me from being passionate about something that I want? But I don't know, y'all. I'm trying to pivot out of it, but it's like I don't know for real because that really just broke me. Or I shouldn't say break. It didn't break me per se, but it kind of stunned me, and it just triggered me, and it made me think about a lot of things. And I was like, oh, this is very unexpected. I say all that to say, what am I trying to say? I say all that to say that I am trying to mold my reality. I feel myself coming out of my old ways, and I do my own tarot readings. Sometimes I watch other people do their tarot readings, but I do my own tarot readings. And I noticed that the cards that I had snakes in them. And depending on what your view about snakes shed, they do. And I said, this is me shedding. This is me shedding. I need to shed. And I think, going back to what I said in the beginning, how just because you're not passionate about something doesn't mean you were never passionate about it. And I feel that I'm trying to hold on to different aspects of myself. And it's like, they aren't working anymore, babe. They aren't efficient anymore. And it doesn't mean you never loved it or you were never this way. It's just that this is actually not working for you anymore. And to bring astrology back into this, I don't know, but I know there's a Pluto retrograde, Pluto transit aspect, and but basically, Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. Something has to die. Lord, please don't kill me. Something has to die because it's not working anymore. And I'm 27. I'm about to nearly approaching my Saturn return. And they talk about how Saturn returns are very 180s. And so it's like, before we get there, babe, you have to shed some stuff. All this stuff you want, you have to let it go. And I think that I'm struggling because I'm holding so tightly on the things I used to do, the things I used to be. Isn't that a song? All the things you used to do, things you used to say, things not to do it. I don't know. But basically, phone overheated. But yes, this is the lesson for me, is to shed and let go of the things that no longer serve you. And I think it's easier to shed external things, like, oh, I'm not going to drink no more, I'm not going to smoke no more, I ain't going to talk to this person, I'm not going to do that. But it's like, when it comes to you, can you shed yourself? Can you let yourself go? And really, I feel like I've always had myself. I've always had to help and deal with myself. And I'm not negating the people who have helped me and loved me along the way, but I feel like I've always had myself. And so the thought of letting myself go in this capacity is frightening. However, I love growth. I love growth. I don't like being the same. I love change. And so it's like, if you really about that, you gotta change, babe. You have to pivot. And I will also say, I'm noticing how I don't want to be alone. I'm used to being alone, doing things on my own, and I feel like now I'm like, I don't want to do this for myself. I need help. Please help me. So I am noticing some things about myself for sure in this process, but I just wanted to vocalize it. I wanted to express it because I tend to keep things to myself. And I noticed that my gift is to speak. My gift is to be a yapper. It is. I have the gift of yap. So I felt like, to get this energy moving, I need to let it out and be honest with myself. So that is what I am doing. And so whoever watched my stuff, baby, I thank you. I appreciate you. Because I be scared to do this stuff. I want to, but I be scared. But I say, you know what? Fuck it. Share your voice. Share your words. Share your wisdom. Okay? And I just hope it helps somebody along the way. Especially when you don't know what's going on. Sometimes somebody just says the right thing to inspire you, to make you feel comfortable. And so I hope that I am that voice for somebody. Also, I hope, well, I am that voice for myself, but I just hope that I inspired you in some way. So I thank you all for listening. Thank you for everything that you all do for me that is uplifting and for my benefit. I will hope to make another one. I'm very sporadic when it comes to stuff like this, but that's okay. That's okay. But I said it to say I love you. I hope you are happy, blessed, you are favored, and I will see y'all next time. Bye, baby.